All right, welcome back to the channel. Danny Garcia talking that good old smack talk, telling Errol Spence Jr. and Manny Pacquiao he don't want to hear any mistakes when they get in the ring because he ain't making any excuses. Let's talk about what Danny Garcia had to say about Errol Spence specifically and Manny Pacquiao in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. Danny Garcia, former 140-pound kingpin, former 147-pound WBC champion of the world, tells Errol Spence Jr., who is the current IBF and WBC welterweight champion of the world and who he is set to face in his next fight, not to make any excuses. If you ain't all the way 100%, don't get in the ring because I'm not going to take it easy on you. Man, Danny got a lot of talk, huh? Let's talk about that in this video. But I want to say before that, I want to give a special thank you to everybody that is a longtime subscriber and the new subscribers. Thank you guys for subscribing to the channel and chopping it up about boxing with me on a daily basis. Thank you to everybody that supports in the Patreon. Thank you to everybody that supports in the live streams that we do Monday through Friday and OG Boxing Talk on Sunday by supporting in the Cash App and supporting in the Super Chats. You guys' support is very, very appreciated and crucial to the channel. Thank you guys very much. Yeah, Danny Garcia is a very good fighter, man, and I think he's going to be, he's a risky fight for Errol Spence Jr. So the WBC has mandated a fight between Errol Spence Jr. and Danny Garcia. There's also been rumors that Danny Garcia is in the running for a fight with Manny Pacquiao. Now, to be fair on the matter, I've heard that everybody is having negotiations about fights with Manny Pacquiao, including Mikey Garcia, Terrence Crawford, and Danny Garcia, but also Errol Spence Jr. I think the least likely of those fights to happen with Manny Pacquiao are the Errol Spence Jr. and the Terrence Crawford fight. I think the most likely fight to be taking place with Manny Pacquiao is the Mikey Garcia fight, which leaves the mandatory title defense that the WBC mandated between Errol Spence Jr. and Danny Garcia is most likely what's going to pop off next. Now, the one way that it wouldn't happen is if Errol Spence takes the advice that a lot of people are trying to give Errol Spence, which is to not fight Danny Garcia next. Why would they say for Errol Spence not to fight Danny Garcia next? The reason is because Errol Spence Jr. was in a car accident after his last fight with Shawn Porter, and it was a horrific car accident. You can look up the footage on YouTube and just see the car flipping over and flipping over and flipping over. And he was going a very high rate of speed and a very, very explosive car. I can't remember if it was a Ferrari or if it was a Lamborghini, but I think it was a Ferrari. But anyway, out in the morning, flips his car over a bunch of times for whatever reason, but he gets out relatively unscathed. He has teeth knocked out of his mouth where he had to have dental work on his mouth, and so they fixed his teeth. Right now, he's not able to spar. But other than that, there is the rumor. Not the rumor is what I've heard is that there hasn't been any significant injuries to Errol Spence Jr. But a lot of people, and reasonably so, say, hey, after something like that, make sure you're all the way back. Make sure you take the time that you need to get back before you go fighting top level competition. And so much so that there was rumors, the possibility of that, or the desire of people to see that out of Errol Spence Jr. is great enough where you actually have guys like Maurice Lee out of the Mayweather boxing gym, and I do believe he's promoted by Mayweather Promotions, that actually thought that he was in the running for the Errol Spence Jr. fight because he would fit that perfect stereotype, that perfect prototype of a guy that would be easy money for Errol Spence Jr., right? Guy with like 12 wins, 3 or 4, 6 losses, whatever it was, but not a particularly stellar resume. But apparently, Errol Spence Jr. says that he doesn't want that. He doesn't feel a need for a tune-up. He just feels like he needs to keep his body weight in between the fights to somewhere around 160 pounds so that when fight time comes that he can get down to 147 more easily, and he can still do strength and conditioning, and he doesn't have to, and he can spar. He doesn't have to be starving himself for weeks, for weeks on end. And he thinks that that's the issue with him. Now, Danny Garcia, and rightfully so, Danny Garcia is saying it makes sense. He said, look, if you're not ready, don't get in the ring with me. Because if you get into the ring with me, I'm not going to take you easy on you. And I don't want to hear any excuses that when you pop up out of the ring, you say, well, it was because I didn't, I was kind of, I did feel the effects of the accident. I wasn't quite myself. All that said, he doesn't want to hear all that. But more than likely, because I don't think you would get that out of Errol Spence Jr. in that scenario, because everybody knows that there was a car accident, and everybody knows that Errol Spence Jr. Is deciding to take this fight without a tune-up. So really and truly in this circumstance, there is no excuse. It's nothing that he's looking backwards on. And it would be a decision that he made. Now that he consciously made, he understood on his way in and knew about it months before. So I can't see Errol Spence Jr. making coming up with that as being an excuse if he were to lose to Danny Garcia. But more importantly, I don't see a scenario in where Danny Garcia is going to be able to beat Errol Spence Jr. unless one of two things happen. Either Errol Spence Jr. is still stuck on trying to bulldoze him, right? If Errol Spence goes into the fight looking to bulldoze Danny Garcia, even if he's 100% back, that could be a big problem for Errol Spence Jr. against Danny Garcia, because Danny Garcia is a counterpuncher. He's somebody that punches he's a very good counterpuncher. He punches when you punch, and he has this really devastating no-look left hook that if it lands on somebody can absolutely wobble you, take you out, and hurt you, and or hurt you and put you in some serious danger. That is the kind of fight that you don't want to have with Danny Garcia. So if Errol Spence Jr. takes that approach, if he tries to fight the same way he fought against Shawn Porter, it could be trouble. But if Errol Spence Jr. decides that if he's 100%, and I'm saying that, I want to be clear, I'm saying that even if he's 100%, that is a dangerous proposition for Danny Garcia. Yeah, you may well get you may well win that way, but I think that strategy is even more dangerous against Danny Garcia than it was against Shawn Porter. Because I think that Danny Garcia has more things in his arsenal that he actually could hurt you with than Shawn Porter. Shawn Porter is more like an accumulation of punches, just a real rough and tumble experience. Danny Garcia I wouldn't say necessarily he does have the power to put your lights out. He does. If he catches you cleanly enough with that, he can put you out of there with that shot. So that would not be a smart move for Errol Spence Jr. in my opinion. However, if Errol Spence Jr. wants to fight Danny Garcia like he fought Mikey Garcia, I think he's going to walk away. I think he's going to walk away with that win easy. Now, Danny Garcia made some comments specifically about that. He said, well, he's that Errol Spence Jr. against Mikey Garcia, Errol Spence Jr. won the fight, but he felt that Danny Garcia was smaller and wasn't as strong as he was, and he would handle that situation better. I don't think he is. I don't think that's the case at all. I think that Errol Spence Jr., if he boxes from the outside on Danny Garcia, is going to walk his way to a 12-round unanimous decision, and he's going to beat Danny Garcia the same way, if not worse, with the same scorecard that he beat Mikey Garcia. Because I don't think there's tools that Mikey Garcia has that Danny Garcia does not have. Danny Garcia does not have the jab straight right hand combination that Mikey Garcia has. He has excellent timing though. His timing is definitely on par with Mikey Garcia, but regardless, that's how I see that playing out. The only way that Danny Garcia would win a fight fighting Errol Spence Jr. in that manner, if Errol Spence fights in that manner, is if Errol Spence Jr. was injured in that accident and his legs don't work like they used to work, like he can't get out of the way, or he gets more fatigued, or it's painful, you know, some joint or something is, you know, starts to swell, whatever that type of scenarios, whatever could actually happen. With Errol Spence Jr. fighting that style, that's the only way that he's going to get out of that fight. As far as Danny Garcia saying to Manny Pacquiao, hey, if I fight you, don't make any excuses. Don't say you're too old. Hey, that's about right, dude. But I see the fight with Danny Garcia and Manny Pacquiao being something completely different. And I do see Danny Garcia landing something real nasty on Manny Pacquiao when Manny Pacquiao hops in there throwing punches. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think. And with that, I'm out. Peace.